Hey guys, what is up? It is Bibs07 here again, and welcome to another RuneScape 3 vlog here today. In this video, we're going to be talking about this week's update, and this one is quite a small update for sure, although it is rather controversial for how small of an update it is, especially with something they didn't initially announce in the patch notes even. So we're going to get right into it. They titled this update the mini quest list. And it's like the fact that it makes the title of an update. It should have just been called a patch week, because this is not enough of a update to be called anything more than a patch. But as you can, why the hell are there these dots? Oh my god, that looks terrible. Can I resize this window? Ugh, that looks so ugly. Why would they have that? Like on there? Why does it have to be mini quest? Or like, why does it need to have these dots? I don't know. That is very annoying. I really don't like that. Hopefully they change that or remove that or something, because it does not look good. But yeah, basically they've added it to the quest line. Let's see, can I can you fucking like put only mini quests? Oh, here we go. Hide quests. So I don't know if you can put it in like just quests and mini quests as like a category. It doesn't seem like it, but it you can see there's some I haven't started here, but it's just the normal stuff you'd, I guess, expect, like all the mini quests that are required for comp and stuff, and just like random ones. You got the Abyss, Bar Crawl, all the Bork and Doric tasks, you know, just a bunch of, you know, things that you'd expect. Oh, they actually have Saga after the sagas. That looks ugly too. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of the way they've implemented this. It doesn't look too great in there with all those dots and all the parentheses just flying around. It's pretty ugly on the quest list itself, but either way, that is what they've added. We knew about this obviously from the month ahead. It's got the Fremennik sagas on it, the Tales of the Ark, God Wars, and Nomad, and then all just like the game's various mini quests, which I'm not going to obviously list, but that has been added. They need to update it because it looks like ass with those dots and just all the parentheses, but honestly not the most exciting thing. Not a great headline for the update this week, but they've also mentioned some more stuff about the Comp Cape redesign, which looks like they don't have a clue what they're doing at this point, it seems like, based on what they've put in this little section on the patch. It's pretty much saying, if you've been following along with the document, I mean, I haven't been following along with the document because I don't have time to maintain a, you know, knowledge of their updates to their 9-page document on the design, but just based off what they've listed here, it seems like they're basically making completionist not even be completionist anymore. They're taking the completionist category and redistributing the achievements between miscellaneous and a brand new category called lore. And they've mentioned on Reddit and previously that the miscellaneous category will likely not even be required for comp. So, for like the completionist cape tier, and miscellaneous won't even have tiers in it. So I don't know if that's true or if it's not true, but because they don't mention that in this actual post, but I have seen them saying that they are going to be not having tiers in the miscellaneous section, and that won't be required for the various milestone capes that you get if you get all capes of a certain tier. So that is definitely not good. And they list out the achievements for the combat cape here. So tier 1, the only thing you need to do is Reaper. So Reaper's still even on here. They mentioned they might be removing Reaper. Looks like it's not happening. Defeat one of every boss for tier 1, which is the lowest tier. Then you have tier 2, which has some random shit. It has construct a Tuska mask on here. How the hell is that tier 2? I have no idea. Beating Virago with the Maul of Omens. How is that tier 2? You have to beat him anyways for tier 1. It's not that much harder to maul him. Then they have 500% enraged Telos on here as a tier 2 one, which kind of seems to me like an outlier compared to all the other tier 2s, which are, then the rest of them are God Wars 2 rep, Max God Wars 2 rep, Morvron's special challenge, Nomad's Mirage. Like, what? How are these, like, none of these are even harder than Reaper itself, which is tier 1. So Are they not making the tiers in terms of difficulty? Or are they just doing whatever the fuck they want? I have no idea. And then tier 3 has 1k Enraged Telos, and then also unlock all the Kaldurian battle commendations. Like, oh yeah, those are comparable in difficulty. And then the death effect for the death. Then you just have to get all the death store unlocks. So 2 things that are just grinds: Reaper task grinding and Kaldurian demon grinding, and then 1k Enraged Telos. Just like, what the hell is that? I don't understand it at all. What the hell they're doing with this redesign anymore now that they have listed these tiers. They seem so wrong in every way. Like, Reaper should be tier 2, and then like almost everything that's in tier 2 should be moved to tier 1. It's just like an epic failure on their part to even know what's difficult and what isn't, I guess. But they also mentioned that if you want to help decide where each achievement belongs, have a look at their examples and then join the discussion on Discord. Like, make a fucking poll in the game. Don't make people have to come to your fucking Discord to discuss the redesign of a massive part of the endgame content. It's absolutely ridiculous that they're actually changing that. From like, they're not actually changing things based on polls. They're doing it off of Reddit and Discord discussions. Like, they have the polling system. How many fucking times in the last year have they said, we're going to start polling more, and then they just never do shit? It's actually ridiculous how many times they've lied about that. Then they have this, how long is this fucking document now? I bet they've made it even longer. I might make a separate video talking about this. Yeah, they have. It's now 10 pages. Great. I might make a separate video, though, later this week talking more about the comp rework again and like the changes they've made to it since now, because I feel like it deserves its own video as opposed to me just ranting about it here in the weekly update. But it's not looking too good, honestly. And I don't understand why they're... Like, at this point, it's not even a comp cape redesign anymore. It's basically an achievements rework. So what they should be doing as well is adding more achievements in for different, like, higher, more difficult PVM requirements. I remember once they mentioned they might do an insane Daredevil title or whatever, where you have to do like every single Daredevil achievement on both bosses without anyone on the team banking, something ridiculous like that. Why don't they add that in as like one of the tier 3 requirements or something like that? I don't know. They really should be looking into adding more achievements as well at this point, because it's become less of even a cape rework and more of just a rework of the entire achievements system as a whole, even though they reworked it recently. Who the hell knows? I don't know. I'll probably make another episode or another vlog talking about that later this week, I think, because I have more thoughts on it, but I don't want to go into it too much here. And then last thing on the update page is the aura sale next month. Don't forget about it if you are hoping to buy some new auras. Moving on now to the patch notes section, which is painfully short, although there's a few things I want to mention here. We have the Nightmare Creatures spec, which is like they kind of throw, I think it's like a black ball at you, and it deals range damage as opposed to their normal hits, which I think are melee. Previously, if they started like charging it up or whatever, like got into the animation and then you killed them during it, it would still hit you after they died. But they've fixed that, so it won't happen. That's very nice. That was annoying, because you would like think, oh, I killed it, but then you'd get hit by the damage anyway, which, never good. And there's one other thing I wanted to go into, but there's one thing that's notably absent from this week, which is the Death Touch Dart removal at Telos. They mentioned on Twitter it's been pushed to next week, and they'll also be resetting your highest kill streak when they implement this change. So that is, I guess, good, just so we'll know that if someone does have that kill streak, they definitely did it without the cheese. I don't even have a kill streak because I haven't done Telos since they started tracking that, but I'll probably go for one after they make this change, so I won't get it reset on me. But yeah, that's notably missing from this week. It is going to come next week. So on to the big bit of controversy we have here, which is the fact that they have removed all Wishing Well bushes and their seeds without warning. All of the seeds, if you had in your bank, are now gone, and you've gotten 1 GP per seed that you had. And if you had any bushes planted, they are just completely removed, and I think you got like 2k farming XP for each or something like that. So there was no warning for this, and they just completely removed everyone's stuff. A lot of people are complaining that they were using those seeds as a food source for their animals on Iron Man, excuse me, and stuff like that. which is obviously annoying for people who might have been using them as seeds. But the reason they did this is because the way the wishing well bushes worked, and you might have seen videos on this in the past, is you basically grow it, and then you pay a certain amount of coins, which I think is affected by your total level, to claim rewards from the bush. And those rewards scale based on, I think, the GE prices of certain items. Like the pool of items you can get from them is like insanely large. Tons of different seeds, items, just random crap, like a bunch of different things. Let me see if I can actually pull up a list of them, because I know it's a ton of different items you can get from it. Doesn't look like they have any items you can get on it. I guess a wishing well fruit is what you get out of it, and then you open that. Yeah, so there's like tons of stuff you can get: cowhide, soft clay, gems, runes, ores, fish, and then a bunch of different seeds, especially including like some really nice herb seeds, dwarf weeds, lantanimes, yews, magics, papayas, palm trees, colquat seeds, and then the wishing well bushes themselves. And these the problem with this is like all of these seeds, especially ones like the sunchoke, barberry, prickly pear, and flytrap seed, weren't worth a whole lot when they came out. And as a result of that, you would get a lot of them from the wishing well bush. And then because you'd get a lot of them from the wishing well fruit, not the bush itself, whatever, from the fruit, you would get a lot of them. That would drive the price down even more, until eventually all of these seeds are 1 GP each at this point: the sunchoke, barberry, prickly pear, and flytrap. I think I have a bunch of those I disassembled the flytrap seeds for invention components, and maybe they've gone up a little because they did this, but I don't know. But they were 1 GP each, so you would get like a shitload of them from one fruit, sometimes like over 100K, I think. I don't even know, but people were mentioning on Reddit they had like 2 million wishing well bush seeds and removed, shit like that. So you could get a bunch of those wishing well bush seeds, and this was compounded by the fact that tree seeds have been going down in price quite a bit since POF came out, because people aren't really bothering to do tree runs anymore since they have POF to use for their farming XP. And it has been making it so I think calquat seeds have gone all the way down to 1 GP, and that was mainly due to the wishing well bushes, because you could open them and get a ton of calquat seeds, and that would just continually drive the price down. And obviously it's a big problem. I don't know how, like the design of this drop system is very strange, but it is definitely a big problem the way it was implemented in here. And I don't really understand their approach to this design. It was a bit strange, basing it off of like GE prices and stuff like that. But the way they went about the fix, basically removing them from the game, was really, really bad. Basically, they removed them all without warning, and they recently did something similar to this. You might remember the Divinomatic Vacuum being lost on death in the wilderness. Similar contentious change. People were very upset that they didn't at least communicate it to us beforehand, and they were like, you guys are right, we'll start communicating more contentious updates to you guys beforehand. This thing, not a fucking word about it until they just drop it today, taking away everybody's stuff. Nobody had any time to convert their seeds to like mush to use for player-owned farm supplies. Nothing. They just, see you later, your seeds, your bushes, gone. You can't do anything about it. Like, it's honestly bullshit that they did it, especially because of what they said. They said they would start telling us about these changes so we can discuss beforehand. But nope, that is not happening, definitely at all. So nice job. But it's even worse because instead of, like they could have fixed it. Like it wasn't like it was bugged or like completely broken or anything. They could have just fixed it. Like they could have changed it so it wasn't based off the fucking GE price. That wouldn't make any sense. Make it like a fixed drop table that could, either give you a profit if you get lucky, or like a loss if you get unlucky, or, kind of break even if you have, average luck. like kind of like a boss that you're killing. Like you could sometimes get a nice drop, sometimes you get shit, sometimes you just make your money back, stuff like that. Like it would have been cool to have that as a part of like as a skilling method, because there's no risky skilling methods or whatever you want to call it. Like no skilling methods where you can get lucky and make a ton of money, unless you count the stupid like Saren spirits or whatever. But instead of doing that, they just give up and remove it entirely. So that's fucking stupid. I feel like they didn't even try to like rework it at all. They were just like, well, it's doing this weird thing. We're just fucking so clueless. We'll just remove it completely instead of even trying to do. It's not even a difficult redesign. Just take away the weird functionality and make it work like any other thing that you like open up in the game. Like here's this fire spirit right here. You think this is based off of like, ooh, I'm gonna open this and ooh, air runes. If air runes were cheaper in the GE, I would have gotten like 3 million of those. Like. No, it's a fucking set drop table like everything else in the game. So how hard of a change would it really have been to do that? I don't know. But anyways, that's my thoughts on that. I think it's really dumb to begin with that they even removed them. Obviously, it needed to be changed, but they didn't have to remove it from the game entirely. It was a really cool mechanic to have something like that for skilling, and it would have been nice to see it continue as long as they made it not completely awful for the economy and everything like that. Just really lame that they did that. But that's my thoughts on that. You can leave your comments down below to let me know what you think. But I just think bad decision on their part. And wow, that's it. What an update, right? Really, really good. Mini quests added to the quest section that just look bad, in my opinion. Like, it's good that they're added, so now you can track what you've done and haven't done outside of just looking at the achievement system. But still, it looks bad. Like, they need to either just make a section for mini quests, so it's not like remove the need for this parentheses by just making a section, one that's quests and one that's mini quests, and then you don't need this ugly ass parentheses after every single one. Easy fix and pretty obvious for that. I don't know how people who made this didn't look at this and be like, ew, but that's just my thoughts. And yeah, I'll probably make another video about the Comp Cape redesign later this week to discuss further thoughts on that. Made a new Hardcore Iron Man episode yesterday. You can check that out on my channel if you missed it. And I'm going to probably start trying to release those on Saturdays instead of Sundays, just as a heads up going forward. But yeah, thanks for checking out this video, you guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.